really, really looking forward to tonight's discussion. We're going to get started.
It's the Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like, ah.
OnFireTV.com.
Okay. Happy Friday to everybody. This whole Brittney Griner thing, right? Basketball player, the WNBA female basketball player, as many of you know. And she goes to Russia. And so she goes there often to play on the off season. And I have heard folks make excuses for her, right? So they'll say, oh my God, this is a tragedy that she even has to go to Russia to play ball. Nobody said she had to go to Russia to play ball. She chose to go to Russia to play ball. So then they're going to say, oh, well, they don't pay the ladies as much as they pay the men, and that's why she had to go there. Look, the ladies I love the ladies, right? But their games don't have the kind of turnout or the type of energy that the NBA has, and that is why they have less people at their arenas, at their shows, right? At the games. And then they will say, oh, well, they put more money into advertising the ladies' games, then the ladies' games will be just as popular as the male games. No, they wouldn't. Right? So she's in the off season. That's like somebody being in the off season and selling drugs. And you say, oh, if they got paid more money, they wouldn't be locked up for drug dealing. And I know some of y'all will say, well, that's not illegal for her to go over there. Well, it was illegal for her to bring that hash oil, whatever it was that she brought there. It was illegal for that, right? And, her saying that she thought it was legal here, or it was legal here in America, so she took it over there by mistake, I guess, right? But when they say she's being unjustly held, she did break their laws. She broke laws over there. Now, those same laws would be different here, but depending on where you live at, abortion could be legal or illegal, right? You couldn't go and get an abortion somewhere where it's illegal, like in Texas, right? And I can say, well, I live in Maryland, and so, I just didn't realize, you can't, that doesn't fly here in America. But they want you to let that fly over there. So I take issue with she's unjustly being held. She's being held based on the laws there. Now, are their laws the same as ours? Right? Are their laws the same as ours? No, they're not. Now, of course, they said that they convicted this Russian arms dealer, and of course, that's a justifiable conviction because America said so. But we have to understand our laws are our laws, and other places have the same thing. So I see you saying it could be a setup. Yeah, it could be a setup. It could be a setup, except for the fact that it wasn't. It could have been, right? She said she didn't do it. She pled guilty. All right, she pled guilty. And she claims that she was prescribed it by somebody in America. She didn't realize that it was there. They say a whole bunch of things, right? A whole bunch of things. Whether it was or whether it wasn't, why would she be going to a country that we bare minimum have tension with? Bare minimum, we got tension with them. Why would she be over there playing ball? There's a whole lot of other things that she could do. Whole lot of other things she could do other than playing ball over there in a country that we get ready to go to war with, because we was ready to go to war with them. Right? That makes sense to me. I didn't understand why she was there. And I like her. And I like her wife. But why was she there? Right? Why was she there? Now, Elisa says, I don't like to watch women play basketball. So all the ladies out there, right? Because, the ladies be like, oh, no, it's not fair. It's not fair. All the ladies out there. All right, let me get this right. All the ladies out there, if you got your own head, no, all the ladies, do y'all like to see women play basketball, or do y'all like to watch men play basketball? right? A lot of these ladies can shoot. And I watched some of the highlights, but I just never had this urge to go to the game, right? But that's, that doesn't mean that the sport is not a viable sport. Yeah, I'm not trying to talk down on ladies basketball, right? So I'm just saying, you got to go somewhere and do something. She could have kept that here in America. Like, she could have did something else, right? Do something else. Figure it out. But going and playing ball in a hostile country is not the only choice that she got. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear that the only choice that Brittney Griner got in life on the off season is to go to a country that we are at war with, or almost at war with, bare minimum have a lot of tension with, and play basketball there. It's either that or she's in the poorhouse. I'm not trying to believe that, because that is BS. She chose to do that. Right? She chose it. So Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke by phone to the Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov today. So this is the highest level known contact between the two sides since Russia invaded Ukraine. And of course, America is giving Ukraine a whole lot of money. That's why I said the countries are at war. It's a proxy war, but it's a war nonetheless. So Blinken urges Russia to accept this deal. And this deal, they want to win the release of some American detainees, some folks that are locked up over there in Russia. And, America, we can be arrogant. We can be real cocky. We've had this Russian, they say he's a gun runner, whatever. They've had this guy locked up for, 10 years. Right? So, of course, America, we say our detaining of their guy, oh, yeah, that's justified because we say so. Russian officials gave no public hint whether Blinken had made any headway. I don't know if they did or not. They only issued a statement afterward urging the U.S. to pursue the Americans' freedom through quiet diplomacy without releases of information. Yes, I don't understand. This is a crazy thing that America does. Basically, Russians are saying, stop talking about this in the public. We need to talk about this behind the scenes. Let the girl and the guy, Paul Whelan, who they're also trying to get released, let them get home. But see, America, we got to talk all the time. They got to run their mouth all the time. The fact that we even know the details of this is because they run in their mouth. And they think they can put public pressure. Russia don't care about no public pressure. The only thing they're going to do is make things worse, potentially. Because let's say that this doesn't go through. Or let's just say that they feel like because y'all been taking this to the public, we want more than just Victor Bout, this convicted arms dealer, this Russian arms dealer. They may say we want more than that to bring Brittney home. Yeah, because we have to do everything in the public. Everybody got to know everything that's going on. So if they don't get this young lady home and they don't get Paul Whelan home, this looks bad for the Biden administration. Looks bad. Now, yes, I'm telling you that Brittney Griner ain't going nowhere. She ain't even going to have a Russian whiskey. She's going to stay as far away from Russia as possible when she gets home. Nothing. She don't want no Rubens, nothing. All right. So the officials in recent days have been publicizing their efforts to get Griner back. Why are they doing this? They're doing this for what reason? Is this for Brittney's family? She's a WNBA star, as we know. Whelan is a corporate security executive whose these cases have drawn widespread national attention, as they should. Now, the direct outreach to Russian officials allows the Biden administration to show it's going all out to try to free the citizens. So they're doing this for PR purposes. But is this going to actually help bring these Americans home? Blinken did not provide any details about Lavrov's response to what he previously called a substantial proposal. But of course, he's going out, he's doing interviews, he's running his mouth. He's publicly requested the call and revealed the existence of an offer to Russia. They might turn this thing down. They might turn this thing down. I hope that they don't. I want these folks to come home. Now they say, oh, the U.S., these are opponents of this, say that swapping Whalen and Griner for this arms dealer could send a bad message. We already have bad messages out there already. We already got a lot of bad messages out there already. But the call that Blinken described as a frank and direct conversation is, that's pretty much all that they want to say right now. Urging the foreign minister Lavrov to move forward with that proposal. I can't give you an assessment of whether that is any more or less likely. I don't understand why these, I don't know, he's a diplomat, right? He's a politician. Why is he trying to negotiate in public like this is America? Russia does not care about public pressure. Only America does. And, so that's unfortunately what Brittney has to deal with. These Americans these old Americans who clearly are stuck in their ways and only want to go about this one way. It is going to be interesting. So the Russian arms dealer, who they call the Merchant of Death, we good with these names, right? He was sentenced to 25 years in prison in 2012 on charges that he schemed to illegally sell millions of dollars in weapons. Oh, is that a fair sentence? 25 years for that? So I think that Russia is going to drag this out. They're going to try to humiliate Biden and America as much as they can. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to try to drag this thing out. Wow. Will Russia swap 2 for 1? Elisa, I say no. I say that they're going to change the terms. Russia's going to probably say, we need 2 for 2. Right? Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully these folks get home. Yeah, definitely. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show. Of course, onfire-tv.com. Do this, take a quick break, and we'll be back with the show right after this.
Visit onfiretv.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.
About the election, and there's still been fallout from that. 2 days ago, I bumped into Ivan Bates, downtown Baltimore. His office is near my office, so we often run into each other. So, of course, he's a defense attorney, and now he is running unopposed to become Baltimore's next state's attorney, Baltimore City's next state's attorney. There was an independent candidate, Hanna, that he was going to face in November. She announced today that she is withdrawing from the race only a week after Bates defeated Marilyn Mosby and Thuroo Vignarajah in the Democratic primary. So now he is going to be the next Baltimore City State's attorney. He doesn't have a competitor. Yeah. So imagine that. She has endorsed him. And it clears the field Bates now can focus on how to improve the state's attorney's office so that once he's officially sworn in, he can hit the ground running. Violent crime has been especially troubling here in the area in recent years. There have been more than 300 homicides each of the last 7 years. Imagine that. Each of the last 7 years, over 300 homicides. So Ivan Bates is going to be on the show in a few weeks, and he's been on the show before, as a friend of the show, and personally a friend. All right, now what is he going to do with regards to his job in Baltimore City? We're going to talk about that. I have my suspicions. He's going to crack the hammer. He's going to tighten the screws up. You know, folks claim that they want law and order, and they think that the state's attorneys previously have been too lenient. So I predict that Ivan Bates is not going to be lenient. I predict that there are going to be a whole lot of changes coming. So today's announcement that Roya Hanna has dropped out of the race and endorsed Ivan Bates, it definitely puts a focus on things. We know he is going to be the next state's attorney of Baltimore City, as he is now unopposed. Very interesting. I didn't see that coming. Like she seemed like she was feisty and she was ready, but she has other plans, I am sure. So I think that is good. Good for the city, just so we can get things moving. We're going to talk about Will Smith. Good old Will Smith. Shout out to Philly. I'm going to do that right after this. Stay tuned. It's the Don McKay Show on fire-tv.com.
On Fire TV is a streaming network for a generation on the move.
So it doesn't seem like it's been 3 or 4 months since that smack. Will Smith has apologized, this time on video, for slapping Chris Rock during the Oscars. You remember that. He said that his behavior was unacceptable. He also said that he reached out to Chris Rock behind the scenes to try to discuss the incident, but was told that Chris Rock was not ready to talk yet. And I understand why he might not be ready to talk, because, you know, it doesn't seem like he actually apologized. I mean, he did a little, statement, publicist statement, but it really doesn't count. What he did today was release a video. It's about a 15-minute video, 5-minute video, something, a short video, where he answered some questions, was very produced. Clearly, he had a teleprompter. So it had the questions on there, and then it, at certain times you could see he was reading. And I thought that it was sincere. It appeared to be sincere. But I did have a problem with some of his answers. So he said at one time that I guess the question was about why he did not apologize to Chris Rock when he got his award. He apologized to everybody else, but he didn't apologize to Chris Rock. Why was that? That's a great question. That's a fair question. And that was one of the main things that stuck out for folks when they saw it. And he copped out. He said, fog. It was foggy, brain fog. Like he got caught up in the moment. Like he didn't realize what he was doing when he was apologizing to everybody but the person that he smacked. No, that was intentional. He intentionally did that, right? So my thing is, if you're going to take all the time to lay this out, you're going to take all the time to do this apology, cameras, lights, he had a little camera crew in there. Let's keep it real, right? He should have just said that I was mad I was still mad when I did that apology. And he hadn't apologized for what he said about my wife. And I hadn't apologized, then, and maybe talk about behind the scenes, right? He should have said the real thing. He was mad. He was still mad. It was a conscious effort. It wasn't a brain fog or, caught up in the moment. He just didn't realize that that's like one of those. He tried to do that Hollywood thing where you're thanking people for an award and then you forget somebody. So don't blame it on my, heart, blame it on my mind or, something like that, right? Yeah, he tried to do that. And I didn't like that because that is utter BS. That's crap. That's crap. Anyway, he continued. And so, I like Chris Rock and I like Will Smith, right? He did say, Will Smith, that there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. So it was about a 5-minute video. He said that he's deeply remorseful and he's trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself. Oh, the work. He's doing the mental work, the mental health work. Yeah, and there were a lot of mental health buzzwords, stuff that he got from a doctor. He put in here, right? It was a lot. Some of the conversation did not seem as authentic as I wanted it to, but I generally think he was remorseful. I genuinely think that this was a sincere apology. I do. I just wish that he had let it be sincere and not with the talking points, because there were talking points. I could see him. I could see it in his eyes. I could see it when he was reading it. He said that he's here whenever he's ready to talk. He apologized to Chris Rock's mother, Tony Rock, his brother, and the family. And I thought that was good. That was needed. So this was March the 27th. This unacceptable behavior was March the 27th. And as always, he's covering for Jada. That's how he got here, him covering for Jada, right? So there was a point where, and everything that Will Smith says, we can't necessarily take it as the gospel. We can't believe everything he says. Because he said that when the question was whether Jada got him to do it, and when she looked at him, did she tell him to do it? So he said no, she didn't have nothing to do with it. Oh no, she had everything to do with it. She's the reason why you got up there, because something was said to her. How you gonna say she didn't have nothing to do with it? She had everything to do with it. Clearly, you were laughing before, and I always have said it was one of those I can't believe he said this kind of laugh, which I think is true. But we saw the switch flip, and the switch flipped with Will Smith when he exchanged glances with Jada Pinkett. So for him to say that she didn't have anything to do with it, that's a damn lie. She did. I want him to have the honest conversation. The apology was sincere, but some of the answers were kind of BS. So he apologized, like I said, and apologized to the Rock family. Said he did not realize how many people got hurt in that moment. Well, of course, Jada has nothing to do with this. I don't know. It was kind of weird, though, right? I think he really is sorry, but we've all done stuff we've been sorry for. This is not what it looks like when you're sorry. You don't have this fake Oprah moment in front of the camera. Like, you don't do it like that. Like, when you do something wrong, you say, look, I messed up. I should, it just comes off different. Or, these buzzwords that he was using, like he was talking to his therapist or something, it just comes off as kind of weird. At times it seemed forced. It's kind of weird, right? I know that he's trying to get out of the crap that he put himself in. And once again, a lot of it seemed like it was about him. Still about him. after all this, right? Still about him. Oh, this is one of my trauma points, and you messed up. And this video, I don't think that he hammered home that he messed up, that he couldn't control himself, that he screwed up. He tried to give us little glimpses of there's a history between them. And I think many people knew that. But of course, he doesn't want to go into it. Jada had nothing to do with it. He made his own choice. He did make his own choice. He did. And Jada did not try to stop him. Not at all. So he said that saying that he's sorry is really not sufficient. And I think that that's true, especially when you do it like this. He's got to do a lot more. He's got to do a lot more. But I'm torn about this because part of it just seemed like almost a fabricated attempt to be real, which came off as fake. You know what I'm saying? I really think that the real path here is about humbleness, being humble, owning it, not about his ego, not about his self, not that. So I think that there are going to be more times where he publicly speaks about this. He's going to probably be on somebody's couch, maybe Oprah, maybe, I don't know, somebody crying. He's going to do that. We have not seen the end of this. As much as y'all want it to be over with, we have not seen the end of this. Bree says, why they keeping this going? They keeping it going because Will Smith, his career is the movie. Yeah, they keeping it going. They got to tell some kind of story. And why not have the black man crying? Because that's where this is leading.
Visit OnFireTV.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.
Here, I would be remiss if I did not mention Beyonce dropping her album. This Renaissance, right? And heavy dance influence. I listened to a lot of it earlier. This is her 7th studio album. And, obviously this is Act 1. They're going to be 3 acts. 6 years since Lemonade. Man, that was 6 years ago. Wow, time is flying. So this is different. So Beyonce doesn't want to allow herself to be pigeonholed into, I don't know, what people expect from her. So she did this 1 hour, 16-track album, dropped yesterday. Very experimental, adventurous. It's it's cool. Of course, Drake dropped a very dance genre filled album earlier this month, and Beyonce doing her version, and it's different. It's good. It is it has a lot of good stuff. I really heard some standout songs on there. I gotta listen to it again. And of course, I gotta see what the ladies like, so you know what to play at the parties or whatever. But she is very skilled at doing dance music. She does that well, and I think that this is going to be another hit for her. Now it's still early. It's still real early for me to say for sure. But the reaction that I'm seeing online and the Beehive, they must love it. And while I'm not a member of the Beehive, I do respect and support Beyonce. So shout out to her on that. Couple things to get out the way. Terry T Productions presents the citywide all-white affair. It's going down Saturday, August the 13th at M&T Bank Stadium in the Upper North Club level. This is real big. This is at the Raven Stadium. Okay. So 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. They got an all-star lineup here. The legendary DJ Terry T, DJ Kenny K, DJ Booby, Sean Marshall, Tommy Davis, DJ Drehart, and my man Davon, the percussionist, all hosted by April Watts, Dollar Bill, Ryan the Lion, and Natural. Also, there are going to be some celebrity guests in the building because you know how it is. This is a big deal here. Tickets $55, tables $550. That comes with 10 tickets. You can get those on Eventbrite. But do this. Get your tickets in advance. They're not going to sell any tickets at the door. No money accepted at the door. This is per the stadium. No ticket, no entry. Also, we have the Baltimore Crown Awards coming up. For the last 16 years, the Baltimore Crown Awards has been connecting, developing, honoring, and promoting the Baltimore scene. The nomination process is happening right now. They're going to determine the actual nominees for the show. So visit thebaltimorescene.org, thebaltimorescene.org. They got a lot of great categories from Visual Artist of the Year, Retail, Makeup Artist, Movement of the Year, a lot more. Thebaltimorescene.org or text Shinyer at 443-248-2596. The Baltimore Crown Awards goes down Saturday, November the 19th at the Garage. It's going to be hosted by Desi Alexander. Looking forward to that as well. Of course, I will be back here on Monday, but I will be in the mix tomorrow, 6 p.m. with Baltimore Club Music for our All Mix weekend. Looking forward to that. And I think we got everything. We got everything out the way. All right, so I will see you guys on Monday, of course. Need to get in touch with me. Send me any music. DJ Diamond K at gmail.com. See you guys on Monday.
It's the Diamond K Show.
So much going on in the world. You talk about things from the perspective of how it is. DJ Diamond K, sometimes it comes off like you are almost not in support of, but you just accept the way things are and there's no chance of change. Check me out on YouTube. That's the part that I am just like, on
firetv.com.